My name is David Mutuku Kilonzi, and I live in Buruburu. Yes, I am a retiree. I retired some 25 years ago. I was I was in finance. I was working with the bank, Kenya Commercial Bank, and she is my wife. She's my best. I've been with her all that time.
My name is Priscilla K. Mutuku. That's how my ID is written.
We started by, we met when we were young. I was working, and she was a student.
When was that?
That was the year 1973. Yeah, and then when we met, we started getting closer to one another. Yes, in 1974 we decided to become future, friends, intimate friends. Not intimate in the sense we decided we could get married and live together. And then we got married in 1975 on the 9th of August. Saa sita na nusu mchana. We had our church wedding in AIC church called Nunguni AIC in Ukambani in Kilungu sub-county. I will say I found her with some qualities that I've been looking for her. Somebody who can be my assistant or a wife for that matter. First of all, she was a firm believer of Christ. Yes, that was my first interest. I had met others, but none of the others had confessed their faith so strongly.
By the way, on the way, many came on my way, but my father's family, it happened I was the first one to earn in that family. So I started educating my brothers, who was Baba Tim's father, and others who follow him. So when we happened to meet, we met because I met the mother in a meeting. I was in charge of a Sunday school.
Your mother-in-law.
So by then it was your mother. So I met her in a she used to be leaders of the girls in their church, and me, I was in charge of the youth. So we met somewhere in a fellowship where we were being trained how to approach these people and talk to them. And when we met there, and she asked me my name, I told her my name and where I come from. Kumbe, I was in school with his sister. We were in the same class. And when they were visiting her, she used to approach me, come and go and see my brothers, they are coming. But with the instructions I was given, I could not agree, because I was told, here we have these problems, and this is happening, and this is happening, and we are looking at you. So you should not try to marry early because of your brothers until they get something. So when I used to, she used to ask me, and I say no. It happened through God's time that there is a cousin of his who knew where I was teaching. At that time, I had finished Form 4, and I was teaching. So it was on the school was on the way. I happened to be one of those who were opening the school, Form 1. So the cousin told, we can pass here, we see the friend of my mother, because now I became a friend to her. We can pass here and see her with his brother, the late brother. So they passed, and they greeted me. I gave them some milk, because there was a lot of milk at that area. a glass of milk, and they left me. Nothing he said until later. Now, later, I don't know where we met again. Then it's the time he approached me. And
I'll remind you.
remind me.
Yes, you came visiting your
Oh,
your
okay.
friend,
Now reach there. Yes.
Bakas.
I had a friend whom I was the best lady in their wedding, and they were staying in Nairobi. Kumbe, he had housed the woman because the husband went to Japan. So when I went to see her, I met him. He's the one who was housing her until the husband comes back. That is where he started now being deep. Akaingia nao ndani. Mi ananiuliza uko na boyfriend, nikamwambia hapana. And I don't need a boyfriend now until I finish my my duty at my father's place. And he insisted. Then I said, I will let you know. Now, when I told him I will let him know, I wanted to go and dig about him from his home area. And by the way, I went to the chief and I asked the chief about that family. And the chief gave me a very positive answer. And another person who was there said, oh, that young man was even a Sunday school teacher. He's the one who was holding them in ACK. He's the one who was teaching the Sunday. So, by the way, I believed in them because they were old people. They were aged. They were now at his age now. So I believed them. And I kept on telling him, wait, because I wanted to consult several other people. And those I met, they were giving me positive words. But it's the father and the mother, they were stout Christians. And you know, a family, you can say that man is good because he is coming from such a family. That is not their way. That is not the way, because this is individual person. When he is not around, you don't know what happened. You know, people change when they come to town. He came to town. Now I started again digging from the town. And those I met, they gave me positive. They have been with him and they have known him more than I did. I came to town when I think when we married. So I didn't know about the town. And I came to learn. Is somebody who can be with me? There is no one who is 100%. There are things on the way.
I had started getting challenged by my conscience. I'm getting old, and I need to settle down. I had worked for about 10 years. I was about 29, and I was getting a feeling that because my age mates and the schoolmates, most of them had got married, and they had families. Yeah, so I was getting worried, and then I had also quite a number of friends, lady friends, girlfriends, not intimate friends, girlfriends who were following me, and I was also following them, but they didn't have the credentials I was choosing. So when she came in my way, I asked her whether she's engaged. No, she told me no, and as she has put it, I asked her, then I also don't have somebody whom I can think to marry. And I asked her, then I proposed to her, I would like to have somebody. Can you accept? She told me to give her time. And I asked her what time. She told me 3 months. 3 months. After 3 months, she came again with the same story, which I think she has explained. Give me more time. How long? 3 months. And I waited for that 3 months. And then from there, when she came, because I was in a hurry, I didn't waste a lot of time. I told her we start making arrangements, get married. Yes. Our time took about 1.5 years. Our before we got married, it took about 1.5 years. Yes.
So you've been married for 50 years.
Yes, we got married in 1975, as said, August 9th. That is,
2025.
yes. Yeah, challenges will always be there in life, even not in marriage. But in marriage, they are even more close. Rather, I may say they are much more, because now you are dealing with a case that is challenging you directly. And the first one I have seen is financial challenges. And that is normally where sometimes people will not agree, and also will make wrong decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, particularly when you don't have enough financial or even properties. There are some people who will not come close to you because you don't have. When you don't have, for example, if I come to your house and don't give me a cup of tea, probably I'll start now thinking you are not the right friend. There have been others, if I might put it that way, like the challenge of trust. Trust is a big challenge because people doubt one another. Sometimes with good reasons, sometimes without reasons. They are just doubting, Kama Thomas, the biblical Thomas. And I would say the most important thing is to make your decision. I'm taking this this way, this direction, with the challenges or without. And you say you must, for example, the way you decide, I want to become a teacher. You go through the teaching professional challenges, just like an engineer, like a lawyer, like, yeah, because you have decided to take up that career. You don't say go about halfway and say, no, I'm leaving teaching, I'm going to engineering. I'm leaving engineering, I'm going to legal for profession. That that indecision can become a very big obstacle. You just continue with the way you have decided to do. I have decided to become a preacher or a teacher. Don't get after 1 year or 2 years or even 5 years and say that I want to become a lawyer. It won't work, and even if it works, it will be very difficult. Therefore, whatever you decide to do, do it. Don't mind the challenges, because they will always be there. That is what I can say. Yeah.
I told you marriage is something, you know, you are meeting somebody like now, maybe you have a girlfriend. Whatever you are giving that girlfriend is not exactly 100% what you have or what you do. Now, when I promised and now we became friends, I told you I was teaching. He came once, he visited me, and after visiting me, I discovered something I did not want in my life. And I went to, and I prayed about it, because by then he was taking beer, which was not, he was not violent, he was not what, he was a normal man. But now I have already committed myself. So to start now saying this and this, then I asked God, I prayed for her husband who knows Jesus Christ. But here comes somebody, and I was confirmed is right, is good, is somebody who is can help, who has taken care of their family because they were left very young people. Now he is drinking. I didn't want somebody who drinks. And after praying and being with God for some time, I didn't tell him that way. It's something in my spirit said, maybe I was brought here to change him. Because now we have gone so far, very far. To come back, it's like now I will destroy my reputation. So I prayed again and again and again, and confirmation was there. I went and shared with my friend, whom also we were schooling together, and he was housing her when the husband was not there. And she told me, by the way, he might be doing that, but this man, I think there is, on the way, there is something that touched him. Then he became, how do I say it? He became, is not seeing life going the way he wanted. And that one changes men, and they start seeing as if taking a beer can correct it. That's the answer she gave me. And I said, okay, if God, you chose me because I prayed, and this is the man you brought to my life, let me then, which was a risk in my life as a Christian. Then we got married. When we got married, we started praying with my sister-in-law, the one who passed on in America. We were staying together. We continued praying for him, and we prayed. By then we were here. We prayed for him, and today, all those things, they are not happening in my life. I don't know how he left it, but he left, and now he became committed in the church. So I said, maybe this was God's plan for me. But to come to that end, that I'm seeing him saved in my hands, really it disturbed me for some time. But you know, I'm already married, and I didn't want to leave my marriage because the neighbors, the girls in the neighborhood, they were being cancelled with my name. You see the so and so, you see so and so, you see how she is now. Now she is going to college because of her behavior, what this and this. But I didn't want them to know that I'm being pressed here because of the drinking. He was taking care of me well. He was doing everything, but that issue was disturbing me. But at the end, God made him a different person, and he became committed. And today, I can say, I don't know whether if I married those who were perfect at that time, because most of them have divorced, which means they were pretending or they were not strong in the faith. Thing is better than those now. Yeah.
Yeah, those challenges, like that one of drugs, they are normally a very big challenge because they drive one towards addiction. And when one is addicted, it is not easy to get out of it. And that is what actually was affecting me. It was there. I was almost getting addicted, and it was a big challenge for me and for her. And that one is also a challenge to many people who are there. whatever drugs like beer, smoking and the other drugs. And then this addiction can even be not necessarily drugs. It can also even be behavior. One can be addicted to a certain type of behavior, like watching football, and that can be a big challenge to some people, because particularly when two people who one is a football fanatic and the other one doesn't like football, it can be a big challenge, and that is how it was affecting me. She was not drinking, but I was drinking, and I was going that direction because I didn't have somebody to control it, and that is where I'm saying it was a challenge, and it's still a challenge to many people. Behavioral, and when the worst thing is when you get to that stage of addiction, whether it is behavior, whether it's a drug or whatever it is. Yeah, so that was a big challenge, and it's still a challenge to many people. So because the cigarette is the one I started with, then the beer. Then many things followed. Now it was difficult to live these behaviors, and it becomes today. When I was smoking, for example, when I stopped, a cigarette stick was costing 15 shillings. I saw somebody yesterday, no, not 15 shillings. I think it was 50 cents, something like that. But yesterday I saw a young man buying one at 20 shillings. And it is something that you are going to smoke within the next, not one, you will finish within 1 minute. You have umechomas not ya 20 about. And you have damaged your yes. So I sympathized with him when I saw him buying just yesterday. Because now a packet which is normally 20 sticks costs 400 shillings. And I used to smoke about 1.5 packets per day. Yeah. Beer today costs about around 250 shillings per bottle. And I was taking about, to get high, 10 of them. So that would mean I must spend 2,500 on drinks every day. And that becomes a very big challenge, particularly for families. Because the addiction, yes, will eat up more than half of your income. And that most people will not do it, will not make it. Therefore, they will have a problem with their families. Whether they like it or not, they are already in a problem. I used to spend a lot of my time after work with the friends. I used to come home not later than 11 in the evening. And there was no time to spend time with the family. Yeah, and that becomes also a big challenge, because you must keep your family company. Yeah, and that one can also continue to the next generation. Yeah, in my case, it might not necessarily be the same case with other people, because I was a believer. I had just gone down. So I was even also praying for myself. My mother was praying for me. My sisters and my brothers were praying for me. And I was praying for myself, because I was seeing that I'm getting down into the drain. So I couldn't realize it. But the problem of such a challenge is it is not it's not easy to get out of that direction when you start it. So when I came to overcome it, or just before I overcome it, the first thing is to give God a chance. Because if you don't give God a chance, you cannot do it yourself. It is not possible to do it yourself. Many people have tried it and they have been defeated. They have died in these things, in drunkenness, in addiction of men. And they do not want to be there, but they have. But I mean, my conclusion is that they have not given to God the chance to take God to direct them. Otherwise, me, I cannot say I did it myself. The worst thing is that you have to recognize the problem you actually is sickness, and it's only God who can save you from that sickness. Me, I would say the first and foremost is to give it to God in prayer. Yes, even when you don't have somebody who is on your way, I mean a friend whom you consider, give it to God in prayer, because it's the one who knows the one who is good for you. That is the first. Don't go looking for a particular person or a particular tribe. Oh yeah, give God a chance. He will choose a partner for you. You trust in the providence. Yani, kwa ukweli, si kwa kufikiria. Yes, you must trust in God, and He will not disappoint you. In fact, if I just go back to, by the time I met her, I was as I've said, I've had many friends, men, girlfriends, but I could not choose from them for reasons. Hakuna moja who get me into my heart. It's only God who brought her closer to me.
I think he has said something very good. That is, you have to give your marriage, because once you reach that age, you want to marry. You have to give it to God first, like I did. If I did not ask God, is this the right person? If it's the right person, confirm. And I waited, because that is why I was giving him more time, so that I can pray and listen to what God is doing. Because after prayer, you have to go to His Word, and you read the Word, see what it is saying to you. Is there something that you can pick concerning this? The other thing is, many people pretend. And like now, when he was coming to visit me, he used to come very sober. So many people pretend, and what you are supposed to do is give it time. If there is anything, you will, on the way, you will see it, or you will hear it from somebody. And when you hear about it now many people, they might want to. That is what my grandmother was telling me. When you get engaged, it's when many people now become interested with you. Huyu anakuja, this one is telling you this, the other one a different thing, the other one a different thing. Then you get confused. Let it be. Only the final say, let it come from God Himself. Otherwise, they can lie to you, because they don't want you to do what is right. They can lie to you, they can tell you this girl is like that. By the way, no one is perfect to the other. You come to build yourselves slowly, without. There are men who become now at home. Many people are beating their wives, and you know what is happening. They are in town, and their wives are there. Now the wives are taken by other men. They go to town. They go to where they want to go, because the husband is in that time. That is a system I'm seeing. It is a very bad system, because that is how many people are dying through this ukimwi. They get it through those, because they don't know who is right and who is clean and who is what. They pick because they are getting money. Yeah. Always pray for your marriage. Always. And normally, I tell him, the first prayer in the morning, and I keep on reminding him, he is used of telling me, pray after reading the word. We wake up very early, we read the word, then there is now, after reading the word, we pray. Then he tells me, pray. Then I tell him, you know, the first prayer is the man, because the man is the one who puts the fence. Me, as long as he is alive, he's the one to put a fence in his home. He's the one to pray for his children. And also he knows what is happening to each one of them. He gives those issues to God. Then after that, I can pray any other time. But I've seen many men, I don't know whether the others are like that. He keeps on telling me, pray. I'll put the fence, but it will not be strong like yours. So when you get a family, I tell men, pray first. Even if your wife is there and you are there, let your prayer be the first. Now we have communication which you can communicate. Let us pray on the phone. And you pray with your wife. And when you pray, your family will also be protected. To get a wife, give it to God, and let. I hear them saying they want to see your payslips. Your payslip does not matter. What matters is what is in your heart. Do you love your family? You will like your family to be better than the other families. Better, it depends on your standard. So, if you start listening to this woman has come here, anakombea family yake na ingine, that cannot go. Every family is a unique family. And you live with your standard. After coming from work, coming home, during maybe masaa ya jioni tunatoka saa 9, unakuja unafika saa 10. I had to come here. This corner where you sit, that's where I used to sit. And I used to kneel there and pray for my family and pray for my father's family. And I have seen prayers working. Even if the prayers have ended, I had to pass here and give my request to my God, because he's the only one who can do it in the way I have asked him. Those who are already in marriage and they are having challenges, to me, I advise them not to leave their marriages, but pray for your marriage. And God hears our prayers. He hears our prayers. As long you are living in God's word, standards, or what is it, standard or what? The amri ile Mungu ametupatia. If you are staying and following them, you fear God. You even know you cannot do anything without God. You are there. You pray. You pray for your partners. You pray for your family members. You pray for whoever you are praying for, your pastor or whatever. Pray and believe. And again, as you pray, there is one thing many men do not do. As you pray, make sure you are going to pray for this and this. Make sure you have got a sacrifice for God. Put it in the box. God, he doesn't eat money, but there are those who will eat for him. So and say, God, I've given you this sacrifice from so and so. Like now, I'm sacrificing for my son who is drinking, the first one. I think it came out there. I'm praying for him. I have to give a sacrifice for him to change, and I'm sure he's going to change. I have to believe my God did not. I have never prayed for something that God did not answer me. It might take time, but God will do it. Yeah. So for your family, give an offering. Most men, those who go to the bar, they say, you give money, mke wako anapelekea pastor. Sipelekei pastor, napelekea Mungu.
I wanted to correct something there. No, not correct her. Correct, put something straight. Number one is I have said you give everything to God in prayer. That is very important. And then do not try to demand from God, because He already knows what you have. I mean, He knows what you need. Your problem, He knows your problem. In this case, for example, for the young people who are not married, accept what God gives you. And you might not necessarily get what you want. There are some particular men who will go for brown girls kama wewe. Anafikiria hao ndio wazuri. No. Anakupatia mweusi kama mimi. Utafanya nini? Accept. Ikiwa huyo ndio Mungu ni kama vile ulikuja hapa. You didn't know the people that you are come to meet. But now you have accepted to be around, to be even a member of the church. I'm sure you had not planned 3 years ago to come to Buruburu, but you have accepted what God has given you. There are very many places you could have gone. So when what God has given you, accept it, and God is going to make it good for you. As I put it, like the career, you have chosen to be a teacher. Let me use that one because we are in a school and a church. Be a teacher and accept being a teacher. We know you can become a doctor, you can become a lawyer and all the other professions. But because God has given you that, accept it. There are some people, some of us will not want to accept that. Nilikuwa nataka kuwa daktari. Nilikuwa nataka kuwa pilot wa ndege. Na sikupata. When you do not accept what God has given you, can be very dangerous. Because God is the one who knows what you need. And akikupatia hii suruali yako nyeusi, angekupatia kama hii yangu. Alikuwa anajua unaweza hii hata hii yangu iko. Lakini alikupatia hiyo. Unataka if you have to accept alikupatia hiyo and wear it and treat it. Peleka kwa laundry. Yeah. Now for those ones who are married, accept, like a man like you, what God has given you. If she is black kama mimi, if she is brown kama nani, size 8, nasikianga, although some of them are artificial, accept.
Yeah.
Don't say no, Mungu hakunipatia hii ile nilikuwa nataka, sio wewe alikuwa anajua. God knew what is good for you. Like the size of your shoe is the size of your shirt. He knows your size. So accept, love what you have given you, and don't mind the challenges. The challenges will always be there. It's like the career, like a driver is a career. It has got its own hazards. You will find on the road two, kama ile kagari ya Daniel kadogo. Anaenda anakutana na nini? Na lori. You must accept you are driving a small car. You must accept that you are driving a lorry. Yeah. You are a lorry driver. So that is my advice. So when you are in marriage, don't mind the challenges, but shika mkono. Mwende, because hiyo ni safari lazima mtamaliza. Mkaishie pale Mungu anataka.
Yeah.
Na wewe you will only ambia Mungu akuonyeshe hiyo njia, atakuonyesha. Ubaya ni if you don't have anybody, if you don't trust God, because ni kama hewa hujui mahali unaenda. You will go to many places, and in most cases you won't get where you are. And that is one of the areas now, for example, in a relationship, because people do not want to accept what God has given them.